Okay. So that's why, because usually, as you know, if you want to improve in something, we should just keep doing this, right? Again and again. Like, for example, if you are playing tennis, right? I don't know if you have ever watched tennis. We have forehand, we have backhand, we have slice and overhead and service, a lot of different shots, right? If you want to improve your forehand, for example, from the same point, you need to make a lot of shots, maybe 100, 200, 300. That's why when trainers actually coaching their students, okay, they just tell them to stand 1 point and just throw the ball to the guy, I mean, player, from the same point. You need to make shots, the same shots. Each time, actually, as you make more and more, you see your mistakes, and in this way, you can improve this. Otherwise, if you're doing something, you are wrong, you are making a mistake, but you don't know it's your mistake. If you don't know your mistake, you cannot improve, right? So that's why when you're solving a problem, okay, you get stuck or you don't understand. So you should be able to see where is your mistake and which part of the problem you don't understand, all right? You are actually having difficulty in understanding the problem, or you understand the problem, but you don't know how to use variables to denote the unknown, or you understand everything, but you have difficulty to construct your equation, okay? That's why you need to know your weakness. Then actually we can work on that and improve that. So in problems, as you know, first, we have to scan it, read very quickly. The second time when you're reading, right, and after that we'll just try to read sentence by sentence. If there is any unknown word, the word new word that we don't know, we need to highlight and try to understand, right? And after that, we need to use a variable and form our equation. And the rest is easy, because solving equation is much, much easier than understanding the problem. Okay, Shahina? Okay, can you read this problem?
With a fixed amount of money, $M, Mr. Panda can use it to pay the wages of a local worker for 40 days, or to pay the wages of unskilled fortune workers for 60 days. If he employs one local worker and one unskilled fortune worker for renovation project, how many days will the $M be enough to pay for those two workers?
Okay, Shahina, now at least we got some idea about this question, right? So we are talking about employing some people, and here we have two options. So we have local worker or foreign worker, right? And each person's actual rate is different. Maybe we are paying more to local worker. For foreign worker, we are paying less. But you have fixed amount of money. Here it says that with a fixed amount of money, this amount of money is not changing, because you made a plan. Let's say you're going to build or paint your get your house painted, all right? So you say that, okay, I'm going to spend $500. I'm not going to spend more than that or less than this, right? Now you just look for the workers, and you just go outside. One local worker comes that, okay, I can do the job for $M. And how long does it take? It takes him 40 days to complete this job, all right? And you're going to another place, and you see one unskilled foreign worker, and it says that, okay, I can do the same job, I can paint your house, but for me it takes 60 days, all right? And still you are paying this $M, but he's going to work for 60 days, okay? Now we have two different options. Number one is unskilled foreign worker. Second one is local worker. So this local worker, let's say it is LW, all right? And foreign worker, let's say it is FW, all right? So this guy, local worker, he can do the job in how many days? 40 days, right? And working for 40 days. And how much we are paying for this guy? We are paying $M. And how about this foreign worker? He's gonna work for 60 days, and so he can actually get the job done. And also we are gonna pay $M to this guy, right? Now let's talk about rate now. Shahina, question for you. Okay, this local worker, he works for 40 days, and you're gonna pay $M, right? For 1 day, how much do you have to pay to this guy, to this local worker?
I think M divided by 4.
M divided by 40, right?
40, yeah, 40.
Yeah. How about the second guy? For the second foreign worker for 1 day, we are going to pay in the similar way M over 60, right? So now, if we are going to employ one local worker and one foreign worker for 1 day of their work, how much we are going to pay this together, right? Because this one we have to pay to this guy, that is his rate, and we have to pay M over $60 to this guy, the foreign worker, that is his rate. Now we are going to form our equation. So we have how much? We have, let me just form our equation here. We have M dollars. We are going to spend this to get our house painted, right? And if they work together, the question is how many days will the M dollars be enough to pay for these two workers? How many days? Do we know that? We don't know, right? So the days, let's say it takes X days, or actually when we talk about whole numbers, we can use M or N. Let's say it takes N days, okay, when they work together, so that actually they can paint your house in N days. So N days, and these two guys are working together, right? Because at the end of each day, we have to pay this amount to local worker, this amount to this local worker. So from your pocket, how much actually you are paying for these guys? This amount, right? That is M over 40 plus M over 60, right? So in N days, they can finish the job. And actually, I need to put here dollar sign. On both sides, we have dollar sign. Did you understand how we form this equation? Yes. That is the most important part here. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, then just we need to solve this. We know how to solve this equation, right? What is the common factor here? M, right? M. That's a common factor. I can take this out. Then here we have capital M equals, I have here N times, take this M out. What is that here? 1 over 40 plus 1 over 60. Now I can divide both sides by M, right? These things are gone, right? And also I can divide both sides by N. If you just divide both sides by N times M, right? This M gone. What do we have here? 1 over N. How about on the right-hand side, we have this thing. So we have to simplify this fraction. What is the common denominator? 40 and 60. That is 120, right? That is just 4 and 6. So to get 120, we should multiply this by? 3. Because 3 times 40 equals 120, right? Plus, how about this fraction, numerator and denominator? We have to multiply by what number?
2.
2. Very good. So that is equal to 5 over 120. I can simplify this. 5 times 1. And how about 120? 5 times 24. Right. So these 5s are gone. Now what is that here, Shahina? 1 over N equals 1 over 24. Shahina, from here, if 1 over N equals 1 over 24, what is the value of N here?
24.
24. That's all. That is the answer, right? That means that if these guys that work together, it takes them how many days? 24 days. So with M dollars, right, in 24 days, you can actually get your house painted. Okay, but if this guy works alone, you need to wait for 40 days. If this guy works alone, you need to wait for 60 days. Now you decided actually to employ these two guys together at the same time because you know their rate, right? After all, you're going to spend fixed amount of money for this job. So it takes 24 days. So you are actually saving your, how to say, of your days, right? You don't have to wait for a long time. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's move to next question. Can you read it?
Drawing pencils cost 8 cents each, and colored pencils cost 11 cents each. 2 dozen assorted pencils cost $2.16. How many colored pencils are there?
Yeah, here.
Oh,
Let me see this. Okay. Okay. So now we are talking about two different things here, right? The first one is drawing pencils. Second one is colored pencils, right? So let me say here, drawing pencils. And here we have color pencils. Drawing pencils cost 7-8 cents each. Each, how much? 8 cents. And how about colored pencils? It is 11 cents each. So each here, how much? 11 cents. Here it says that 2 dozen assorted pencils. What does dozen mean?
12.
12, right? So assorted pencils cost 2.16. Since we are using here in cents, also immediately we have to change this into cents, or we have to change this cents into dollars. So let's just change this into cents. $2.16 is 216 cents. Okay. 2 dozen assorted pencils. Here we have 24, right? Assorted pencils is equal to how much we paid? 216 cents. So now the question is, how many colored pencils are there? Okay, in this folder, we have, what is it? Drawing pencils, and we have colored pencils, right? Actually, this colored, you can just call this colored pencils. So Shahina, we need to find this. How many colored pencils? Do we know the number? We don't know. And let's say here, we have X colored pencils. Okay, here we have X colored pencils. If in this pack, if X of them are colored pencils, how many of them are drawing pencils?
We don't know.
Look at this number. Altogether, we have 24. If X of them are colored pencils, then 24 minus X.
Oh,
right?
true.
Because together is equal to 24. So now we know the price of this thing. That's equal to how much? 8 cents. We know the price of color pencil, right? It is 11 cents. So altogether, we paid 216 cents. So now we are going to form our equation. Again, the most important step here, that is first understanding the problem. So now the second step is we need to form our equation. So we got 24 minus X drawing pencils, and for each we paid 8 cents. So here, how much we paid for drawing pencils? 8 times the number of drawing pencils, plus, and also we bought what? Color pencils. Each one is 11. How many did we buy? X. So here we have 11 times X. This amount we paid for color pencils. And the total amount is how much? It is 216 cents. Okay, make sure that on the left-hand side and right-hand side, we are using the same units. Here on the left-hand side, we use cents. On the right-hand side, we have cents. Now, cents, they cancel out each other, okay? Also, you should be careful, actually. Most of the questions, because it's a small amount, that's why it's given in cents. That is maybe bigger than $1. That's why it is given in $1. So when we are actually solving problems, always make sure that all the things have the same units, okay?
Okay.
Good. So now, Shahina, we need to solve this question. So first, we need to simplify this, right? And keep the unknowns on the left-hand side and constants to the right-hand side. Okay, what is 8 times 24? 8 times 4, Shahina, multiply like this, look, immediately. What is 8 times 4?
That is 32.
32. What is 8 times 20?
20, that is 160.
What is 160 plus 32?
That's 192,
right? Because this 24, I can write it as 20 plus 4. 8 times 20, 160. 8 times 4, 32, which is equal to 192.
Yeah.
So Here we have 192 minus 8 times x, that's just 8x, right? Plus 11x. Here we have 11x. On the right hand side, we have 216. So we should simplify now. What is negative 8x plus 11x?
Can you repeat that? I couldn't.
What is negative 8x plus 11x?
That's, let me see, that's
Negative 8 plus 11.
negative 20x, I think.
Oh my gosh, Shahina, look at this. They have different signs, opposite signs, right? So we should subtract.
I am so dumb.
It is 3, right?
Yeah.
Good. So here we have, because this 11 is greater, so we need to put greater number sign. So here we have 11x. On the right hand side, still I have 216. I should take this 192 to the right hand side minus 192. So now we can simplify this. 11x equals, what is 216? 216 minus 192, right? 6 minus 2, it is 4. So here we have 1, we cannot, so take 1 from here. 11 minus 9, it is 2. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So here we have, what is it? It is 4, 11, all right, 216, that's correct. So what do we have here? We have 24. Okay. Oh, here, Shahina, I made a mistake here. We need to write here what? 3. Negative 8 plus 11 is 3, right?
Yeah.
Here we have a 3. Now from here, we can write that x is equal to 24 is divided by 3, which is equal to 8. So the answer is, how many color pencils are there? There are 8 color pencils.
All that.
Okay?
Yeah, like before.
Easy cheesy.
Before I was thinking like, how can you like figure that out just by using the amount of cents that's in there? But
say again?
It's possible. Because just looking at the question, like before I learned this, I was really confused, and I'm like, how can you figure out how many colored pencils are there just with the cents and some number? But then after you taught it to me, I get it. Like, it's not as hard as I thought.
Yeah, because we are using algebra, using algebra, you can solve questions very easily. That's why algebra in math is very, very powerful tool. Every science section, when they're solving problems, they use algebra. Like physics, chemistry, biology, computer science, actually, they use algebra to solve the problems. That's why here, what we are learning here is, we are learning how to use algebra to solve these problems. Algebra means this using variables, we are denoting unknowns, right? And now by equation, we can see how things are related to each other. And after that, we can solve this and get the answer. Okay?
Okay.
Very good. All right, with the problem.
A man travels from A to B at 4 kilometers per hour and from B to A at 6 kilometers per hour. The total journey takes 45 minutes. Find the distance traveled.
All right. Did you get the question?
I think so.
It's like a man traveled from A to B means maybe this A is a man's house, all right? And maybe just going to the shop or school, whatever it is, maybe to the gym. Okay, it is somewhere here. Okay. The morning, he travels A to B. Maybe he had a lot of time. That's why he just walks slowly. So when we are moving to A to B, let me just write the given information here. When he was traveling from A to B, what we have to know here is the speed, right? The speed, his speed was 4 kilometers per hour, right? And how about the time? I don't know. How about time? Let's say he spends this much time, T minutes. Not T minutes, let's say T hours. Because everything here hour, so we need to write this in T hours. Okay, so to travel from A to B, he spent T hours, all right? And what is the distance from A to B? We don't know. Let's say the distance from A to B is D kilometers, okay? All right, the second one is, actually he went to the gym or somewhere or to the shop, all right? And he did actually his shopping, and after that he came back home, right? As you see here, since the route does not change, the distance remains unchanged. So when he's traveling from B to A, right? And what is his speed? It says that from B to A, his speed was 6 kilometers per hour. So here we have 6 kilometers per hour, right? And the total journey takes 45 minutes. The first thing we have to do here is, Shahina, everywhere we are using hours, right? And here also we are using hours. And also here we are using hours. So we have to change this into hours first. How can we convert minutes into hours?
You have to multiply by 60. Or,
divide.
Oh, divide by 60. Yeah.
Divide, because minutes to hours, we have to divide. Hours to minutes, we should multiply. So we should divide this by 60. If you simplify this, that is 15 times 3. And this thing is 15 times 4. That's equal to 3 over 4 hours. So 45 minutes is 3 over 4 hours. Now, Shahina, this question is for you. To travel from A to B and from B to A, in total, he spent 45 minutes, right? And here, from A to B, it took T hours. All right. Now, question for you. How about traveling from B to A now? How long did it take?
It should take the same distance.
No, it's not same, because speeds are different here. That's why it doesn't take the same. If you travel at the same speed, it would take the same time. So total time is 3 over 4, Shahina. Then to travel from B to A took how many hours? 3 over 4 minus T hours.
Oh, yeah.
And once again, this is really important point. If you cannot write this, we cannot solve this problem. Because altogether, I have 3 over 4 hours, right? T hours we have already used up to travel from A to B, right? So now how many hours left? Altogether, I had this much, and this was already gone. We used this to travel from A to B. So how much left? 3 over 4 minus T. Okay? So how about the distance? Distance is the same. Doesn't change. That's all the given information. All actually until here. Now we try to understand. We have tried to understand the problem. Now I hope we got, right? We got it. We understood the problem. Now we need to write our equation. So to write our equation, that is the first part, the first step, the second step. So from A to B, let me just write the distance. And what is the distance? Speed times time, right? What is his speed? It is 4 here. 4 times, how many hours did it take? T hours. So it is T, right? And the second one is, how about from B to A? Distance doesn't change, didn't change here, right? And what was his speed? 6. So here we have 6. And how long did it take? This many hours. So here we have time. Time is 3 over 4 minus T, right? As you see here, left-hand sides are equal. That means that this 4T, also right-hand sides must be equal to each other. From here, that should be equal to 6 times 3 over 4 minus T. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then, now we got our equation. The rest is easy. So now we have to solve this equation. 4T, remove the brackets, 6 times 3, it is 18 over 4 minus 6 times T, it is 60. Now from here, take 60 to the left-hand side. 4T plus 6T is equal to, at the same time, also I can simplify this. What is it? 18 over 4, right? We can write it as 2 times 9 over 2 times 2. So these 2's are common factors, it's gone. What we have here on the right-hand side, we have 9 over 2, right? So now here, 4T plus 60, that is 10T is equal to 9 over 2. Now, if you multiply both sides by 1 over 10 times 1 over 10, right? 1 over 10 times 10, they are reciprocals of each other. What is left here? T. How about the right-hand side? Here we have 9 over 20 hours. But what is the question? The question is we need to find the distance, not the time. Now, how can we find the time? This is step number 3. Yes, Shahina. Now we got T. How can we find the distance traveled? We should substitute here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have distance formula here. Also, Shahina, here, be careful. It says that the distance traveled. That means the distance from moving to A to B, right? And after that, he came back home. That is a total distance he traveled altogether. So we need to find total distance. So distance traveled equals D traveling from A to B plus D traveling from B to A. Because here now they are equal to each other. So here we have 2 times D. And what is D? D equals 4 times T. That is 4T. That's equal to, here we have 8 times, what is T? T we got here, right? 9 over 20. So that's equal to 9 over 20. Now if we simplify this 8, actually I can write it as 8 times 9 over, how about 20? 20, I can write it as 4 times 5, right? And 8 is divided by 4, that's equal to 2. 2 times 9, it is 18 over 5, okay? Kilometers. Or I can just write in decimal form, 18 over 5 is 3.6 kilometers. So this guy traveled 3.6 kilometers to travel from A to B and B to A.
Oh, I get it.
Okay? Good. Shahina, actually, I'm sharing video with you. And also, if you want, I can share these notes with you. When you're solving a problem, if you get stuck, you may have a look. Okay? Right. You can just save in your laptop, just open one folder, my math class. And I can share all this because it's like a whiteboard. You don't have to take a note, try to understand and solve these problems once again if you have time. And if you get stuck, you don't understand, you can have a look. Okay? Good. Next, with a question.
A number is 5 times another number. By adding 8 to each other, the first number becomes only 3 times the second. What are the two?
I don't know why actually I made this mistake. I need to move this down.
So what are the two numbers?
Okay. So a number, right? Do we know this number?
No.
We don't know. Is 5 times another number, right? So we are talking about two numbers. Here we have the first number, and here we have the second number, right? What are the two numbers? That means that it doesn't matter actually. I use X to denote the first number or the second number. It doesn't matter. So here, let me just use X for the smaller number. A number is 5 times another number, so the first number is bigger than this, right? So let's say the second number is N. So what must be the first number?
X.
5N.
Oh, 5N.
Because it says 5 times, right? If the second number is N, the first number must be 5N because it says a number is 5 times another number. So we are talking about this number, the first number is 5N. Okay? And it says that by adding 8 to each number. So now we are adding 8, that's the first step. And second step, we are adding 8 to each number. So here we have 5N plus 8. And also we should add 8 to this number, n plus 8, right? It says that the first number becomes only 3 times the second. So that means that the first number, this thing, right, this 5n plus 8 becomes only 3 times the second. That is 3 times. What is the second number? This. It is n plus 8. Now the question is, what are the numbers? So we need to find this number and this number. Okay? So now we got our equation here. We know how to solve this. Okay, here we have 5n plus 8. And if you expand this, we have 3 times n plus 3 times 8, 24. Here we have a term which has unknown. Take to the left-hand side, 5n minus 3n. Here we have 24 minus 8, right? Take this to the right-hand side. Changing sides, so also it must change its sign. 5n minus 3n.
2n.
So that's equal to 2n. And also simplify the right-hand side, 24 minus 8.
16.
16. So now what is n? N equals 16 over 2. That's equal to 8, right?
So n equals to 8.
So dots, dots, dots. The question is, what are the two numbers? So we have to find these two numbers, right? So the first number is 5 times 8. That's equal to 40. Second number is n. That's equal to 8. So we are talking about these two numbers.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Good. Shahina, let's do one more problem. Okay, after that you'll have break.
Okay.
Do you have energy?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the last question, then you'll have break, okay? All right, read the problem.
The sum of total.
Okay, Shahina, actually in these questions, you know, I typed all these questions. That's why some small technical mistakes. All right, read it now.
The sum of two numbers is 45. 4 times the number is 9 less than 5 times the second. What are the numbers?
Okay, Shahina, I ask you the same question again. All right, if you answer this, I will give you one huge, how to say, wow. All right. So Shahina, here we are talking about two numbers. Okay, so that is, let's say this is our first number, and here we have our second number, right? And the sum of two numbers is 45. Let's say this first number is x. Then what is the second number then?
X times 4. X4.
No. Read the first sentence. Look, read this.
The sum of two numbers is 45.
All right. Assume that the first number is 5. Then what is the second number?
40.
If the first number is 15, what is the second number?
25.
35.
30.
Right? Now, in general, Shahina, if the first number is x, then what is the second number?
X plus
5 minus x, right?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
If it is x is 5, 45 minus 5, second number must be 40, so that their sum equals 45. If this number is 10, 45 minus 10, it should be 35, so that their sum is 45. In general, if the first number is x, second number should be 45 minus x. If you add them together, x plus negative x equals 0, so that your sum equals 45.
Yeah, I have to keep that in mind. Like.
Good. Now continue. Okay, that is the first step. We should write it down here. The second step, now continue. 4 times the first number is very important here. It means equal, is 9 less than 5 times the second. Let me just write here. Here 4 times the first number, right? And here 5 times the second. 5 times. What is the second number? 45 minus x, right? It says that 4 times the first number is 9 less than 5 times the second. Now, if you look at these numbers, which one is greater here?
Second, I think.
Second one is greater, right? Because he's saying that if I multiply this by 4, and it is still less than this, by how much? By 9. That means that for x plus 9 is equal to this thing. Okay? Because it says that 4 times the first number is 9 less than 5 times. Also, you can write like this, Shahina. Or we can write like this. Here, 4 times the first number is, right? It says is 9 less than 5 times the second. How do I write this mathematically? That is 5 times the second number, 45 minus x, right? And it says 9 less. 9 less means subtract. Here we have minus 9, right? Because is means 4 times the first number, 4 times the first number, is means equal, 9 less than 5 times the second number. Now we got our equation. Now we have to solve this. So here we have 4x. Remove the brackets. What is 5 times 45?
Let's see. 20, 25.
Again, immediately you should multiply like this. 5 times, it is 40 plus 5, right? Yeah. 5 times 40, 200. 5 times 5, 25, which is equal to 225. So here it is 225 minus 5 times x, 5x, and here we have minus 9. So now here we have a term which has unknown, take to the left-hand side, 4x, it is minus, that's why it becomes plus here, plus 5x. What is 225 minus 9?
216.
Very good. 4x plus 5x?
9x.
216. So from here, what is x? X equals 216 is divided by 9. If you divide this, 21. Right? We know how to divide this. 216 is divided by 9. 21. How many 9s? 2. 2 times 9. 18. Subtract. It is 3. 36. 36 is divided by 9. It is 4. So the answer here is 24. Right? So what are the numbers, Shahina? Again, we need to find 2 numbers, not 1. So here, dot, dot, dot. The first number is x. So that is 24. And how about the second number? 45 minus 24. What is it? It is 21. So we are talking about these 2 numbers. Okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Shahina, have rest. Okay. After 10 minutes, we will continue. All right?
Okay.
Okay, enjoy your break.